So what did your NFL team want for Christmas? A playoff berth was the biggest request, but there weren't enough to go around. The Jets were still shopping at the last minute. So were the Steelers and the Colts. The Dolphins thought bigger. They asked for a division title, but they could also use some new clothes. Oakland thought simple. They asked for a win over the Panthers and a division title. The Vikings were wishing for their own division title, brought to them by their bubbies. The Bucks just wanted to keep warm at Lambeau Field. The Packers, well, they were asking for a lot. A Rams loss, which St. Louis didn't even want. A lump of coal for Motown. A win for themselves and a playoff berth all their own. We will unwrap it all for you on SportsCenter right now.
Hey there, alongside Linda Cohn on this Happy Holidays edition of SportsCenter, I am Rich Eisen.
We are so jolly, and let's give thanks to the NFL for not only spicing up our eggnog, but throwing an extra log on that fireplace with some fantastic finishes, meaningful moments, and a few record breakers on a Christmas Eve day to remember.
And we'll begin in New Orleans, where St. Louis tried to go marching in with help. With the tracks of Dick Vermeil's tears long since dried and Kurt Warner's Disney World trip long since taken, the Super Bowl champion St. Louis Rams found themselves in the unenviable Week 17 position of needing help from the Chicago Bears. Even a win in New Orleans over the freshly minted NFC West champion Saints would not be enough. The Rams also needed the 4-11 Bears to beat the Lions in Detroit in order to have the chance to defend their title in January. Thus, the Rams had one eye on the Saints and the other on the scoreboard in the Superdome on Sunday. First quarter, getting off on the right foot. Kurt Warner to Marshall Faulk for the 1 billionth time. 13-yard touchdown, 7-0 Rams. Later in the first, a moment of trepidation. Warner is sacked by Willie Whitehead, and Warner's head bears the brunt of it. Warner complained of headaches, but would return. Second quarter, Warner, the pitch to Faulk. He takes the 10 yards, and then has a little message at the end of the play for Kevin Mathis. And the ref letting his freak flag fly. Next possession for the Rams, Warner picked by Darren Smith, who takes it 41 yards for the touchdown. Game tied at 7, and exit stage left. Kurt Warner, mild concussion, would not return. And Falk said he and his offensive line mates figured without Warner, they would have to take the game over. And in the third quarter, 9-yard touchdown, 19-7 Rams, 2-point conversion, no good. But the defense was good for the Rams on this day. Devin Bush steamrolling Keith Poole, who would eventually leave under his own power. 3 plays later, Aaron Brooks hits Willie Jackson, 28 yards for the Saints' first offensive touchdown of the game, 19-14. But Falk and the line did take the game over. Fourth quarter, the 1-yard dive. Falk, 3 touchdowns on the day, and the Rams win it 26-21. So without Warner, Falk ran 32 times for career-high 220 yards and broke Emmitt Smith's single-season touchdown record, giving him an even 26 on the season. And the much-maligned defense did its part. The Saints passed midfield only once in the first half. Trent Green pitched stellar relief, 6 of 10, 115 yards, no picks. So Falk sets the single-season rushing record for touchdowns, even though he missed 2 games this season with a knee injury. He made up for lost time by becoming the first player to notch 3 different 4-touchdown games in a single season. Said safety Keith Lyle, "We're the world champs, and everyone needs to recognize that. The Super Bowl goes through St. Louis." Would he be right, Linda Cohn?
Well, Rich Eisen, he would if the Lions lost to the Bears, and the Lions lost Charlie Batch early on. City's been playing with broken ribs since Thanksgiving. Meanwhile, Lions up by 4. Stoney Case, 12 of 21 for 89 yards, 1 interception. There it is, R.W. McCord, as we would say later. I was reading his eyes, and I got a good jump. Bears were up 20-17. 2.5 left in the fourth after a Lions punt. Chicago's James Allen gives Detroit hope because he fumbles at the 10. The Lions would recover. 3 plays later, Jason Hansen. Oh, he's good from there. 26 yards away. We're tied at 20. Under a minute to go in the game, still tied. Stoney Case, I'll tell you, plenty of you Lion fans wanted Case ahead of Batch, but Case doesn't help his case.
Oh.
Yeah, fumbles. Bears would recover. 12 seconds left, 4th and 1. Cade McNown in for Shane Andrews, who's broke his thumb in this game. Hits Allen for the first down. Big pass there. Gary Muller concerned. Why? Because 7 seconds left. The rookie kicker for Chicago, Paul Edinger, from 54 yards away. A line drive is good. The Lions win by 3, and what do you know? The news travels fast all the way to New Orleans, where the Rams press box is excited, and of course so are the St. Louis players. They celebrate the unthinkable. Meanwhile, the rookie kicker from Michigan State keeps the team from Michigan out of the NFL playoffs. Edinger also had a 50-yard field goal in this game. Said a dejected Stephen Boyd, that's what separates the teams that make the playoffs from the ones that don't. With the loss, the Lions join the Bears on the list of ones that don't.
I'm in shock. I'm hurt, and I also can't believe that I'm not excited about this game because I just knew we were going to win. And it was emotionally and physically draining. One of the toughest games I've ever been in.
We came a long way this year. If we'd have got that 10th win, this would have been a great season for a little adversity that we went through and all those things. But that we could have, we should have put it on top.
We're not feeling sorry for ourselves. We're not going to sit here and say that. Obviously I'm pissed, and we're all pissed. Who's not who's not pissed when they lose?
Eking is the word. Eking our way into the playoffs with some help from Chicago. It's so special. But we got to put it behind us. Getting in is we can't settle for just getting in.
Thank you, Chicago. We've now adopted you as our fans and our friends until we play you guys. They came through for us with a big field goal at the end, and and we were able to do our part. And it's going to be tough to come back here and repeat that feat, but now we're in, and now it's up for grabs, and it doesn't matter where you go, what you do, you got to play well, and everybody's got a chance.
So the Rams are happy, the Lions are sad. When Bobby Ross left as coach of the Lions were 5-4. Gary Moeller comes in, and Detroit goes 4-3, losing 3 of their last 4 games. After the debacle, Coach Moeller also said, quote, "This just ruins the holidays. Fans are going to be down on us." And why shouldn't they be?
The Dolphins could be down on that AFC East Division title if they could win in New England, and they led 17-14 with less than 10 seconds to go in the first half, but that's when Drew Bledsoe found Terry Glenn 16 yards, and the Pats up at the half, 21-17, second touchdown pass for Bledsoe. Pats up 24-17 in the third when Jermaine Wiggins is free and clear until Derek Rogers bats it loose from behind. Brock Marion recovers for Miami. What could have been a surefire touchdown for New England is now a touchback. Miami takes possession. Ensuing possession, fourth quarter, the sure-footed Olindo Mate hooks it from 28 yards, so the Dolphins still trail 24-17. Same score, 4 minutes left. Lamar Smith, second effort, touchdown, ties the game at 24. Patriots with the ball, under 4 minutes to go. Bledsoe throws, pass tipped right to Zach Thomas. So the Dolphins have the ball back with 3:44 to go, and with 15 seconds left, Mate from 49 yards out, sweet redemption. Dolphins lead 27-24. Last chance for New England. Bledsoe, back to pass. The ball is loose. The Patriots pick it up, try to advance the fumble, and that's an illegal forward pass. So the refs call it game over. Dolphins win 27-24. Even with the retirement of Coach Jimmy and Dan Marino, the Dolphins win the AFC East for the first time since 1994. Or did they? After what he thought was the end of the game, Dave Wanstead addressed his troops with no earthly idea that the fat lady had not yet sung.
Got a greater feeling in the world to go out there with our backs to the wall and have to fight back and lay it on the line and leave it on the field and come out with a damn victory. Hey, division champs, okay? Hey. Hold on. Coach. We got 3 seconds left. They got more break. John, turn the cameras off.
What in the wide world of sports is going on? Well, the video replays checked this out after the game was over and said, no fumble, incomplete pass, meaning there's still, 3 seconds left on the clock. So at 4:47 p.m. Eastern, 35 minutes after the end of the game, or what we thought was, come on back. Various folks were in state of dress or undress, depending on what you might think. shower thongs? Everybody had long since gone home, and why not? They could have long since gone home in October in Foxborough, but back in October, Michael Bishop, however, did complete this Hail Mary pass at the end of the first half against the Colts, so if he could do it again, boy, would this just be the most bizarre loss in Dolphins history. After all that setup, people dragged out of the shower, this is what we get. Not even close. But you know what? It was pretty wacky, and that's why we showed it to you. And now, even with the retirement of Coach Jimmy and Dan Marino, the Dolphins clinched their first division title in 6 years, twice in the span of 35 minutes. The Patriots finished 5-11, dropping 7 games by 7 points or less, and the Dolphins finished the season on a truly bizarre note.
That's the craziest thing. It only could happen this year. You know, the Florida recount, now it's this recount. You know, they came back with 3 seconds. That's crazy and stuff. I'm just, you know, like I said, hey, we repeated, and we're division champs. They can't take that away from us. We took too much criticism all the last 2 weeks. And, hey, we're division champs. They can't take that away from us.
Not as bizarre, just a little strange. The Jets, 6-1, ancient history. 9-4, a distant memory. The good old days for the New York Jets, but self-inflicted wounds throughout the second half of their season put Vinny and the Jets in a must-win situation at Baltimore if they were to make the postseason. But this was Baltimore with a defense on the verge of NFL history and a team still in the running for not only a division title, but home field advantage throughout the AFC. First quarter, Jets went with a no-huddle at the beginning of this game, and it really worked. Curtis Martin taking the handoff, and the pitch back to Vinny Testaverde, who will find Dedrick Ward all alone for the score. Jets were up 14-0. Vinny threw for 481 yards on 69 pass attempts, one shy of the NFL record. But the second quarter has been a nightmare for Vinny all season long. Yet another pick for the NFL leader in interceptions. This one by Chris McAllister, 98 yards the other way. Nice cutbacks by McAllister. 3 interceptions for Vinny, 2 fumbles in this game. To the third quarter we go with the Ravens up 3. Yes, Vinny deserves a lot of the blame, but so do the Jets special teams. They want a do-over. Jermaine Lewis victimizes them. Lewis, his 5th year out of Maryland. Unbelievable. Put the Ravens up by 10. Ravens were up 7 in the 4th. Lewis doing it again. Yeah, gets the punt and gets some great blocks, and then returns another for a touchdown. This one, 89 yards. Second time Lewis has returned 2 punts for scores in the same game. And sure, it made Art Modell a very happy man. Baltimore gives up an eye-popping 524 yards, but still sets an NFL record for fewest points allowed in a 16-game schedule with 165. The Ravens capitalize on 6 Jet turnovers, 5 of them by Vinny. They hold Curtis Martin to just 47 yards. As for Baltimore, a Tennessee loss Monday night against Dallas, and the Ravens will own home field throughout the AFC playoffs. Yet, Shannon Sharp believes the effort could have been better for Coach Billick.
Brian said, you know, guys, enjoy the Christmas. But you know what I told him? I said, yeah, enjoy it. Because the new year is going to be very unpleasant if we play like we did on Christmas Eve. And I don't believe that a defense can just line up one particular way and say, we're going to run this coverage behind this front, and we're going to knock your butt off. They did that. They handled us up front today. They did a job on us, and we couldn't get open. And Trent didn't have one of his better days throwing the football. So there's enough blame to go all around.
Do you feel like this is a playoff team, if you should get in?
You watched it today. What do you think?
No.
You think this team could beat that team they played today if they played them again?
I'll just answer the question. What do you think?
I think if this team has a chance to get in, if the same team shows up that played today, I think there'll be a damn good team in there. I don't know what the hell you were looking at.
Here's a record Groves Jets set, but could do without. They outgained Baltimore by 382 total yards, the largest positive margin for any losing team in NFL history. Oh, by the way, remember Jets coach Al Groves' sarcastic comments earlier this week, claiming his Jets had no chance against Baltimore's top-ranked defense? Well, Ravens defensive end Rob Burnett wants to thank Groves because, in Burnett's words, he fueled our fire.
So with the Jets loss, the Colts inherited the win in your in rights, hosting the Vikings. Dante Culpepper with that ankle sprain did start and started well. Up top to Randy Moss, 42 yards, ties the game at 7 in the first quarter. Second quarter, however, Culpepper sandwiched between 3 Colt defenders, re-aggravating that ankle.